Welcome everyone to today's webinar from A&D Mortgage. I'm Carl Holman, Manager Communications. Today's topic is going to be cashing in on cash outs, making refinances work in 2022. Let me go over some ground rules real quick. We've muted microphones and we'll reserve questions and answers for after the formal part of our presentation. We'll do it one of two ways. We'll either do the raise hand function and you can type your questions into the Q&A part, or depending if we get a few more people, we might turn the microphones on. We'll just see how the flow of this goes. Okay. For those of you who've not worked with us, we're A&D Mortgage. We have been working in the mortgage industry space about 17 years. We specialize predominantly in non-QM, but we also offer conventional and government loans. We are the proprietors of our own loans, so we make all the underwriting decisions, the underwriting decisions, the guidelines. So we're in control of our product, and it allows us to have a little more flexibility in our lending decisions. We are nationwide for the most part. We are able to do business purpose loans in 40 different states. We just recently added Ohio and Puerto Rico. So we're looking forward to doing some business in those parts of the country. But again, everywhere you see that is red, we're officially licensed, and everywhere else we can do business loans. There's only a few states where we don't really do business, but they're typically states that most other nationwide lenders are not doing a ton of volume in either. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce our speaker for today. His name is Mike Majidian. He is our West Coast team leader. He is sort of our resident expert on cash out refinancing. So Mike, with that, go ahead and take it away.
Well, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Mike Majidian, I'm a wholesale team manager. Wanted to basically highlight some of the things we do in regards to cash out. In addition to what Carl said, we are a full service lender. We're a direct seller, Fannie and Freddie. Sorry, I have a little bit of cold today. So we are a full service. We do FHA, Fannie and Freddie loans. In addition to that, we also very strong non-QM lender. And today, what I wanted to do is I want to talk more about non-QM cash out. What are the limits, the guidelines, LTV, FICO, what have you. And we're seeing a lot of attraction in non-QM starting last year and is continuing this year. We also seeing a lot of scenarios coming to us that is geared towards cash out. The equities are, people are getting more equities in their homes, and cash out is becoming more popular. I think we can go to the next slide. Let's see here. All right, there we go. Well, again, as I said, cash out is becoming more popular. The rates are slightly higher than the regular rate in term or purchase money. Depends on your FICO score and loan to value, LTV. And typically cash out can go up to 80%. Obviously, it depends on FICO, LTV, the type of income documents, then it could be lower. And they are basically larger and larger loan amount than, we're paying off the liens on the property. We have a limit as far as cash in hand, which would be 1 million. However, maybe from time to time, depending on compensating factor, we may be able to make a little bit of exception on that. But cash out typically is used to pay personal loans, credit cards. They have much higher rates, so people are finding out it's a better solution. Last but not least, I know a lot of lenders are not in that space, but we do cash out in Texas, and there's a Texas section 50A6. We have it in our guideline. It specifically talks about cash out. There are some rules in Texas then we follow in regards to that. A typical scenario on a cash out would be a home value. Is an example of it. Home value of 350, current balance is 250, and if they want to refinance the balance plus 30,000, so you get a new loan amount of 280. So the remaining would be cash out, and it will be basically given minus closing costs and the points and what have you. They'll be charged. Let's go to the next slide on this one. Typically you got to have more than 20% equity, and new appraised value will be used. We do use appraisal on all of our loans. So there is no, when it comes to non-QM, there is no PIW, there is no property waiver on this. Debt to income ratio for cash out on non-QM, we have to keep it under 50%. Our non-QM programs can go to 55 on rate and term and purchases, but on cash out, we have to limit it to 50, and obviously conventional right around 43. Now, I want to talk about the variety of different programs. We have DSCR, second home and investment. The max LTV on those would be 75. And with the DSCR, we don't use any DTI, so any ratio. And verification of employment, we have to do verification of employment unless it's a DSCR program. All right, the next one, you can use cash out for, a lot of people use it for major expenses, update, their property, like rehab, consolidate debt. We talked about this. Lower your balances to improve your credit. So there are a variety of reasons you can use it. And last but not least, I think this is really important. You can use your cash out amount for reserve requirement on all non-QM programs. We have 3 months reserve requirements on our non-QM programs, and the cash out can be used towards that. So that's really nice. All right. Obviously, cash out can be in the form of conventional loans, FHA, non-QM. They all offer that. Excuse me. Here's a scenario on a DSCR. Borrower has 3 units, 80% loan to value, loan amount 540, no income, no employment, no employer on the 1003. Leases are not needed. We can use what we call a 1007, which is an appraisal report. Appraisal would indicate what the market rental value would be on that. And if the DSCR is greater than 1, then, we can go up to 80%, but, usually, typically, DSCR doesn't go over 1, but if it's under 1, then the max is LTV is 75. And I'm going to demonstrate something. I think at this point, what I want to use is I want to go over, this is a great tool, guys. And let's see if I can demonstrate an example of that. Carl, can I get that? Okay. Let me see here. All right, good show. All right. So let's say this is a non-QM program. We have a U.S. citizen. Okay, here we go. I don't know if I can get this straight here. Okay. All right. So in this case, we have, let's say, a DSCR. So we go to DSCR. Let's say it's over 1. Obviously, this becomes an investment property, a cash out. And you can basically hover over this loan. Let's say is a 740 FICO score. Yeah, if you can go to the right a little bit so we can see if you can see this here. It says maximum 75. So you see right there, it tells you, there you go. It tells you what the limit is, and then 30-year fixed, You can put your borrower paid comp. On the DSCR, you have to be, your credit event has to be over 24 months. What it means is no foreclosure, no bankruptcy, short sale within 24 months. And down here, you see a 0 time 30 times 12, no lates, no mortgage lates. And it will give you the rate right here. You can lower the rate to the floor, and it will change the discount point. So this is a great tool, guys. I really hope everybody will use this. You can go to 80mortgage.com and use our quick pricer on that. All right, and what's the next slide? This one is another example of this. Okay, let me go here. All right. So it says U.S. citizen has several investment property in Florida. Some are free and clear, and some other ones have small mortgage loans, 758 FICO. He files tax returns, self-employed. All right, well, I mean, there are a couple of options. It seems like he has a lot of deductions and he doesn't want to use full doc. So what we do is we will price him based on a DSCR. One of the things that I would ask is some properties in Florida, free and clear. I would want to know when they purchased it. We have a 6-month seasoning on using the new value. So based on that, then we will determine. Looks like max LTV would be 75 based on our quick pricer. I want to go to the next slide. This is really, really good, guys. This is something we prepared. You can go to admortgage.com/rates, and password would be ADMortgage, lowercase. Every program that we have will be available on that. Okay, there we go. Right, so you go 80 mortgage. See, let's give it another try here. 80 mortgage. Okay. There you go. See, all these programs are available. So for instance, non-QM, Super Prime, Prime, DSCR, Foreign National. So if you click on, let's click on non-QM Super Prime. Okay. See, when you go at the bottom, these are the rate sheet on the top. But if you go way at the bottom, then you will see different, hold on, okay. See, it says primary resident. They scroll down, it says cash out right here. So this area will tell you what your FICO score is, what is the limit for your LTV, what's the max loan amount, what's the DTI in the months, the reserves and cash in hand. So, and if you go, for instance, for the investment, that's where you get. So DSCR has the same chart. Prime has the same chart. Prime is basically another program like Super Prime, but it qualifies you based on 12 months events, and you can have you have to have 0 times 60. So which is another topic. So that's pretty much it, guys. As far as cash out, we do a lot of them. It's becoming very, very popular. And, I will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Before we get to the questions, let me wrap up the part. So just a few ways that you guys can take advantage of some of the technology that we have available, and a few other things. So Mike just demonstrated the quick pricer. We also have something called 80 Appraisal Center, which is sort of our centralized appraisal management platform, where you can use any of our AMCs and manage all of your individual appraisals through one central location. We also have 80 Studio, which is, again, an all-in-one marketing platform for our approved brokers to log in and create flyers, postcards, social media posts, all the various things that you would need to promote yourselves, and any co-branded products that we do with you. So that's available on the website as well. We do this webinar series weekly on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Our next couple of topics are going to be some sales strategies next week. The week after, we'll talk about our jumbo and prime jumbo programs. And then we'll give you guys a bit of an overview of the correspondent lending side on May 10th. And then all of our webinars, including this one, are recorded. It'll be available tomorrow on the AD Learning Center. That web address is admortgage.com/learning-center. You'll also get, for the RSVP attendees, an email with a direct link as well that you can watch it at your convenience. And you can stay engaged with us on social media. We've got a few different platforms that we're on: Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And then we've got a dedicated channel on something called Telegram. It's similar to WhatsApp if people are accustomed to that. It's a bit of a European model that's catching on in the US. And then we've got 2 forum exchanges that we participate in on Facebook and LinkedIn called Non-QM Exchange. So for those of you interested in engaging with others in the non-QM community space, that's a good place to go. And then at the end of this, there'll be a brief 5-question survey that we would ask you to just take a time to tell us how we're doing. And with that, we'll turn it back over to Mike to go through any questions. Let me look at. So go ahead, and anybody, if you've got questions, feel free to ask away. Go ahead and type them first in the Q&A portion if you have them. Okay, no questions. If not, you can try. You can try raising your hand, and we'll unmute you, and you can ask your question directly. Okay, we've got a question from Tara. All right, go ahead, Tara. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sorry, that was actually an accident.
Oh, okay. Well, happy accidents.
But thank you.
Okay, let me go ahead and reach back. Okay. Any questions at all?
That's wonderful.
Mike,
looks like we covered everything.
Well, let's just give it a minute, in case, just to make sure that there's no last minute questions. Again, go ahead and either type a question into the chat feature or raise your hand and we'll call on you and you can go ahead and ask directly. Okay, well, we've given it a few minutes and there are no questions, which is a first. Okay, well, I will give it one more minute. If there's no questions, we'll finish up a little early and you guys can have a couple more minutes of your day back. Okay, well, there's apparently no questions. So as I mentioned, there'll be the brief survey when you go to log out. If you wouldn't mind taking a minute to answer the questions, let us know how we did. And we look forward to seeing any of you that want to participate in any of the other webinars that we mentioned that will be coming up in the upcoming weeks. So with that, I wish everybody, oh, hold on, looks like there was a question. Okay, yeah, no questions. So, all right, well, thank you for the feedback, Rody. We will convene and have everybody have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Carl.
That you're welcome, sir.
Bye. Bye.